We'll call the meeting to order. The meeting was called to order by Larry Mychalchuk at 6 o'clock. I need a mover and a seconder, please. Gary and Leanne, all in favor? Carried. We'll practice with the one there.
Great.
Item number 2, approval of the agenda. Any member of council have additions or deletion of the agenda? Everything is fine. I'll read the resolution. Be it resolved that the meeting agenda for the regular council meeting of October 1st, 2024 be accepted as presented. Mover and a seconder. Derek, second. Leanne, all in favor? Carried. Item number 3, approval of the previous minutes. Are there any questions regarding the previous meeting? None? Then I'll read the resolution. Resolution 342, be it resolved that the meeting of the minutes of the regular council meeting of September 17, 2024 be accepted as presented. Mover and seconder. Ken, second. Gale, all in favor? Carried. Number 4, delegation. We'll start off with Jeremy Bergen, please.
Thank you for allowing me to appear before you, Council. I have some written notes here because I'm a better writer than I am a public speaker, and I can be quite wordy, so I will trust that you can refer to this later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Start my own timer so I keep myself on track here. So despite the fact that I have implied in my delegation form that I represent the Star and Times, my opinions expressed here tonight are my own and not necessarily shared by my employers or colleagues. My reasons for using my work contact information in my delegation form will be addressed later. This delegation has evolved a lot since my initial request on August 21st, following my sitting in on my first minitonas-bowsman meeting. My delegation started as a petition for this council to get your meetings recorded, offering my services, and also had an argument against your recently amended procedures bylaw, which changed to you feeling the need to enforce that dubious bylaw with an RCMP presence. And now I am being officially sanctioned to record your council meetings, all without any official correspondence for myself, aside from a delegation request and a brief conversation with the CAO requesting that this municipality wish to procure my services. Given that I am optimistic that there are open minds at this table, I will perhaps be a little bit more gracious in my language than I would have been immediately following the previous regular meeting. First, I would like to clarify what it is I do and how I do it for the sake of those at this table and as well as those in the gallery. My service with the town of Swan River and the municipality of Swan Valley West are to simply audio and video record their regular public meetings and some special meetings when available. I record them in full from the second the meeting is called to order to the second that the adjournment has been carried, editing out any recesses that should not be a part of the official record. I also never record in-camera sessions and do not hold access to that privileged information. My goal is to provide clear and available access to to our local municipal politics, especially when it is often inconvenient for the average ratepayer to participate in person. This aligns with my goal and role as a newspaper reporter, which is to bring sunlight to issues and current events that affect the residents of the Swan Valley. While it is impossible to provide full context with my stories or even with published meeting minutes, I always hope that I can accurately summarize the conversations and decisions at municipal tables about the topics I feel to be most relevant to my readers. The reason I wanted to publish videos is to further that mission and be able to provide the full, objective context. I did this out of my own initiative and without mandate or suggestion from my employer. As such, I have been compensated fairly, directly, by the municipalities for these services. I am willing to provide the same service for this municipality, and I am under no delusion that I am your only option, although I believe I represent a very fair value for the service I provide. Not only can I publish a higher quality recording of your meeting than what you attempted to do with a device that costs more than a year's worth of my fees, I can also do so at arm's length. And I will also note that you have an agenda item later in this meeting that admitted that yes, that recording was not up to quality, and as I understand, you have returned it and plan to pursue different options. So by doing these recordings at arm's length, and I provide editorial control to someone that isn't regularly sitting at this table, which I believe is important. Within a mutually beneficial business relationship, you can trust that if I publish something that I should not have, then I won't be welcome back. And your ratepayers can trust that if one of you at this table says something that you might perhaps regret later, then the editorial control of the video lies with someone who has a journalistic intent in keeping this municipality accountable and transparent. That being said, I still have some major criticisms of this council that I believe still need to be corrected based on my first-hand experience and not based on what I've heard only from your ratepayers. While I appreciate that you've been posting your agendas prior to a meeting, something that should have always been the case according to the regulations that govern Manitoba municipalities, I don't appreciate how you are automatically making public the personal contact details of the person that appear before you as a delegation. While I understand that it is reasonable to provide this information before council and administration, I believe it is good practice to attach the delegation, and I believe it is good practice to attach the delegation applications to agendas for public accessibility. I believe that automatically publicizing potentially private contact information can be irresponsible and even against the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. Please refer to Section 17(2) of this Act. Filling out the form as required to simply appear before council should not constitute consent to publish my private contact details, which is what you did last time. This could lead to harassment or endangerment if I share an opinion that someone strongly disagrees with. In addition, my major concern remains to be your procedures bylaw. While I am willing to offer some flexibility while proper council procedures are followed, I remain steadfast in my opinion that Section 98 of your procedures bylaw, which reads, and I quote, "The public and media are not permitted to audio or video record regular and special meetings, committees of the whole, and public hearings," end quote. This is not only highly inappropriate, but illegal under Canada's Constitution, violating the Section 2 fundamental freedom of the press. As such, while I know I do not have the power to compel you to do anything, I will provide my services to record your meetings and broadcast to the public under this major condition, among the others that we can discuss later. I want to see this bylaw reopened for amendment to remove the stated Section 98 and the first reading passed on or before the first regular meeting in November, and the third reading passed before the first regular meeting in December. Failure to do so will result in me ceasing to record your meetings under your conditions, although I reserve the right to record your meetings for my own purposes and may or may not publish those somewhere that is not your official channel under your control. Without this condition, it would mean I would be the sole privileged person that could record your meetings. And that would be hypocritical of me, and would go against my every principle as a reporter and a Canadian. I believe that anyone in this room has the right to record a public meeting, provided they are not being disruptive. As a media person, I don't have any more rights than anyone else. My only privilege is being associated with an established business and publication. And I believe I have time for any questions or comments you may have.
The Town of Swan River meetings and the rural, Jeremy, is there other people recording at those?
There are not, in my experience of recording those meetings, but that doesn't mean that that anybody can come and record
right.
themselves if they so please.
Okay, thank you.
It's never been stipulated as part of my contract with them that I'm the only one
Only
that gets to
sole,
record. Yeah.
right, okay. Good, thanks.
Any other questions from council? Do you have anything more to add? That you
I
still
don't
have time?
think I have any more to add, so I can take my lead, Reeve.
Thank you very much for your presentation on this matter. Next on the agenda is a delegation of Candace Matson.
Good evening, Council. The reason that I came tonight was just to do a follow-up after my last delegation. And to let you know where things basically stand and what is going on. The needle boxes have been ordered. They will arrive on October 4th. We still have to discuss, which we will do at a later date, where the best places are to put them. At the same time, I have had anonymous donor donate a camera system that we're going to be putting up, exterior cameras. Like I said, they don't want to be named. They'll be put up in some of the more public used places for stuff they shouldn't be doing in public. I have a meeting with the director of the COPP this Thursday, and we're going to look at getting set up. I was made to understand that it is called Swan Valley COPP that they have. So we may be able to just fall under them as opposed to creating our actual own. We may just be an extension of theirs because it supposedly covers the whole valley. Now, I have been patrolling 1 to 2 times a night, averaging about an hour at a time. I've been using my geo-tracker app to follow my route because I do travel alone a lot. I have crossed paths many times with the RCMP on occasion. They're thanking me for the help and forwarding anything I may have observed. I have noticed that there are more people out patrolling with me. A lot would like to remain anonymous. I have spoke to a couple directly and thanked them personally for coming out and helping. I have been getting asked a lot, and I just want to make it public. I'm not going to give out names of people who may be patrolling, giving me leads or anything, because myself, I have received some threats over time doing this. They basically get a basic response or no response at all. But I have been receiving a lot of positive feedback that people are noticing a lot of decline in the activity around town. I do file I wouldn't call it a formal report, but I do send an email to a specific officer once a week that we have discussed on different things that I've noticed to see if they pick up any trends from it, any patterns or anything else, or they just disregard it. I'm seeming to notice that most of the activity seems to be going on around 5 a.m. is when most people are out trying to do stuff. I have got a lot of people that are up at that time, surprisingly, besides me, that have been forwarding me stuff while they see me out patrolling. They'll say, I seen you just go by, you should go check this out or that out. And one other thing, we found one stash spot in town where they've been hiding stolen stuff. And there was nothing there to really speak of left, but we did post a sign that we knew about this spot. And they went about and tried to, we're not 100% sure what they're up to, but maybe tried to create another one. And I worked with the person that owned the property, and she showed me, and we put some signs up there too. Because they were in there cutting trees down for whatever reason. Also, another thing that my husband wanted me to bring up tonight was we need to get some of those trees and that cleared back away from that bridge, west of town, out of town here. Because they got trails on both sides going down under. And if it was cleared out and it was open, not as much would go on there as what is going on. And my husband is willing to donate his time and his saw, and my son-in-law will help him to clear all that bush back away from around the river there, back to the stones where it says welcome to minitonas or whatever. Clear that all back so that it can be cleaned up and you can easily see under the bridge, as opposed to have to climb down a little path and maybe get cornered. So that's really all that I have. Like I said, people have noticed a decline in stuff. I know I've gone out a couple times and seen a couple people, and I've seen them once and they've quit. I haven't seen them again after that for the rest of the night. So they know we're out there, they know what we're doing. They've said to me, we know what you're doing. All I've ever responded was, I do too, so we're on the same page. But that's about where we stand right now. Once the cameras come in and the needle boxes come in, I will be in contact as to where we're gonna put them up and stuff like that. And I won't know more until I meet with Karina, is her name?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Karina, on Thursday morning, we're gonna have a meeting and see what is involved. I know I'm going to be, and the RCMP notified me, or told me that once I sign up for the COPP, I will get something on my vehicle and all the stuff that goes along with it. So, but people are starting to notice more when they are out, when I'm out, because a couple come out and hollered at me that they're gonna report me, and then they realize who I am, and they're like, oh, okay. But at least I said to them, I said, don't worry about it. If you would have phoned in and reported me, I said it would have made me so happy, because it means people are finally starting to look out and take notice of what is going on. So, but that's about where we stand right now, is just looking for, like Yvizul discussed, around the bridge there, to get that all cleared out and wait for those needle boxes and see what happens with Karina on Thursday with the COPP. So, but yeah, that's about where we are right now. Like I said, I've got other people that are out with me. They wish to remain anonymous, a lot of them, and we just go at random times. It might be 8 o'clock at night, it might be 1 in the morning, it might be 5 in the morning. Whenever we decide, we just take off and go. So, but that's basically where we are. So.
On behalf of council or whatever, I really want to thank you very much for taking the initiative to go ahead with this program or whatever. It's very commendable that people really care what's going on in the community, and really,
a lot more out there care, but a lot of people don't want to stick their neck out.
That's true.
They don't want that retaliation thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, I'm still standing here. Still got 4 tires under my feet.
Sure.
So, but thank you.
Any questions from council?
Just one question for Candace. Getting back just for reporting happenings and whatnot, were you thinking once a month type thing, or what was your kind of plan moving forward?
Once everything's an initial and going, yeah, probably I would come in once a month and give an update.
Right, okay.
Because like when I spoke at the RCMP, like I said, I've done everything from found stash spots to my girlfriend behind me here. We found wire that they were trying to strip the copper out of. Mm-hmm. We took it. We don't know what we found for a Blair Witch project out over the river, but they stuffed something to make it look like a person up a tree on one of the trees out over the river, but I don't know what that was about. But all these little things, unless I see like an active break-in, an active trying to get into a car or that, then I will directly phone it into the RCMP. But in the meantime, I keep track of these things, date, time, when, and they all get forwarded through the RCMP. So I found out that once I get into the COPP, then they all have more of a formal reporting service with the RCMP and stuff like that. So it won't be just a scribbler at home on such and such a night, we found such and such going on. But, yeah, other than that, yeah, it has quieted down. People are well aware of what's going on. And we're just gonna have to go from there. But, yeah, I think cleaning out around that bridge would really help. Getting that brush and that cleared back so a person can see under there. But, yeah, just keep doing what we're doing. I thank the people that have been out there with me. I don't even know who some of them are. They basically either flash their headlights at me or honk and wave and point in the direction they're going out their window because they don't even want. So, and if that's the way they want to do it, I appreciate the help no matter what form it comes in. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Candace.
With their upcoming convention in Winnipeg, Trevor, I do believe that we are booked in for, with the D Division on the COPP and
Yeah, we've requested a 20-minute time with the Division D. We have not yet received confirmation of that, but the request has gone in.
Okay.
thank you again. Continue on with Protective Services 5.1 RCMP crime report. Any council member have any questions on the report itself?
For me, no.
I'll read the resolution then. Resolution 343, be it resolved that the RCMP crime report to council, January 1st to August 31st, 2024, be accepted as presented. Mover and seconder. Gary and Leanne, all in favor? Carried. Number 6, Public Works and Utilities. Nothing there. Number 7, Finance. 7.1, General Sundry Approval Items. Thank you to Gary and Ken for coming in earlier and going through the list and checking everything. Are there any questions from other council members? I'll read the resolution then. Resolution 344. Be it resolved that the accounts payable checks number 13235 to number 13271 in the amount of $159,014.71 and the credits of $4,246.89 totaling a net amount of $154,767.82 be accepted as presented and approved for payment. Mover and seconder, please. Gary and Derek, all in favor? Carry. (7.1.2) Payment of payroll, pay period 19, 2024 to August 30th to September 13th, 2024. Any questions on the? No questions? Read the resolution. 345. Be it resolved that the payroll period 19, 2024 to August 30th to September 13th, 2024 in the amount of $24,187.49 be accepted as presented and approved for payment. Mover and seconder, please. Gale, second. Derek, all in favor? Carried. (7.1.3) Payment of council per diems. Any questions on that? Resolution 346, be it resolved that the council per diems August 2024 in the amount of $7,135.64 be accepted as presented and approved for payment. Mover and seconder. Gary. Second by Ken. All in favor? Carried. Seven point two, general administrative expenses. Are there any questions on the report?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. The first green line ending in 200-100 is for professional service contract administration. And then if you look down to the first orange line, or the orange line down near the bottom, ending in 100-170, you've got administrative staff. I'm just curious, is this salaries and contracts for staff that's under general administrative expenses? Is that what we're looking at?
So you're referring to the green, is that correct?
Yeah, the green one, so 200-100 for 71,000 and change. And then down near the bottom of the page, 100-170.
If you go to the second page,
No, still the same page.
Yeah. But if you go to the second page, you'll see the rest of the contracts.
Yep,
So the green is basically for contracted services.
yep,
So basically, one of the primary factors going into that variance from one year to the other, which was the what you requested more information on. One of them was the professional contracts. So the green indicates a grouping of the different kinds of professional contracts based on the chart of accounts that they had in 2022.
so this first one looks like it was hiring a position under contract. Is that what that was?
So at this stage, if we want to do more of a forensic, where we're basically pulling invoices and looking at all the invoices and the trial balance, we can do that,
Okay,
but that's going to cost.
so you're not,
At this stage, I
No.
did the next level down.
okay,
If you need more information, I can do it, but it's going to take more of time. It's also going to be time. What else do we want to take off the table, or is it overtime? That's the question, and that's where the extra costs go in. I can go to further analysis, but basically, this is the next level down. If you want more, I could do more, but again, I would like a resolution of council for that.
I'm just looking kind of generally speaking, my question was, under general administrative expenses, is this actually contracts for positions? And like, or you don't really know, you can't answer that question?
Well, again, the review, to answer that question, I have to go into more detail.
Okay,
Which would take more time and effort to do it. I don't mind the effort, but basically it's time.
yeah,
And if we want to spend more time on it, I can do it for the next meeting as a takeaway. Just council, let me know what you wish.
Do you need more information, Ken, do you feel?
It might.
I'm not really sure, like, we've got a total of almost $500,000 under administrative expenses, general administrative expenses. Seems like a lot of money, and I'm just trying to wrap my mind around what was that money actually spent on? Like, is it, like, if it's wages, if we got almost 200,000, so we've got almost half of it is under administrative staff. In my world, that seems like poor accounting to put a bunch of wages under general administrative expenses, but if that's it, if that is what it is, it's easily explainable how we spent so much. If it's not, what is it?
So you'd probably want a little bit more in-depth information is what you're new, I guess, so you
Yeah,
have a
I'm
breakdown,
new,
but
so I'm kinda looking at you guys a little
Yeah.
bit too, like what
And
are we looking at here?
without actually getting deeper in, I couldn't answer that question either on the spot, so.
I
Yeah.
couldn't answer without looking at the invoices and pulling them one by one and doing a review.
I'm just wondering maybe if it would help when we do our budget in the next, what is it, October, we're gonna start.
But this is 22,
Right,
so
but
21,
you might-
22.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he might get a better idea of where those are all put,
Yeah.
just by doing our budget and being involved in that process. Just to see where, like, I don't know, just, it might help
That would help.
understand.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking there's a fair bit of work probably to get that. Would it be to give Trevor some
Yeah.
time, like maybe a month at least?
I could have.
I could wait quite a while. I'm not looking to tie up Trevor's
No.
next week that he's gotta work on nothing but this.
No.
I was actually just kinda hoping we could just get a, yeah. I would like to know that seems like a lot of money to just put under general expenses. And if there's wages in there, why is there wages under general expenses? And I'm gathering a little bit from you guys that have been here longer than me that Trevor inherited quite a mess in the books. So it's actually very conceivable that there is a bunch of wages that's under general expenses. But I for one, as a ratepayer, I'd kind of like to know what did I get for that?
I'll take that as a takeaway for the next meeting. What we'll do is we'll go through the invoices. Each trial general ledger we'll go through one by one to see what they are. We'll pull out basically from the vendors. For the vendor list, pull the invoices, and I'll go the next level down as far as detail. I can have that for you by the October 15th meeting.
Could you even just pick one, like this administrative staff one for 200,000 nearly, 197? And then depending if that is totally legit, it's all wages just put in a funny spot, maybe I'll breathe easier. And if you dig up something goofy, maybe we need to keep digging. I know you're doing a lot, and we're not asking to pile another 20 hours of work on your next week.
My only concern is if I come back with one and there's more questions, I'd like to just
Okay, yeah.
give me a list of questions because I'm doing the deep dive. I may as well just do it for all. But
Want a copy of this?
if you've got it marked down,
I
if
just
you
made
want.
some notes on here,
Sure.
which ones I had questions on, and then those ones on the back that you mentioned.
Okay, so the ones with the question marks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. Thank you.
Any more questions regarding the administrative expense item? Hearing none, I'll read the resolution then. Resolution 347, be it resolved that the 2021-22 general and administrative expenses information item be accepted as presented. I need a mover and a seconder, please. Gary, second by Derek. All in favor? Carried. Seven point three, 2022 audit findings. Any questions on the auditor's findings on the current status? None? Then I'll read the resolution 348. Be it resolved that the 2022 audit findings report to council be accepted as presented. Mover and seconder, please. Leanne and Gary, all in favor? Carried. Number 8, administration. 8.1, by-election. Any questions on it? Or comments?
December 4th, that'll be the date for the upcoming by-election then?
That's
okay.
right. Yeah.
Just hand me the
Yeah, he's in an appointed position,
Okay.
so all we're doing is we have a contract that we're doing for this by-election. The difference in this one is that there's election by acclamation. Basically, there'll be a reduced payout amount specifically stated in the contract.
And we initially had $10,000 budgeted for the first election, but because you were claimed or whatever, that the expense on that was only $2,500, so there's still $7,500 remaining in that budgeted item too. Any further questions or comments? Read the resolution then. Resolution 349. Be it resolved that Municipality of minitonas-bowsman provide $10,000 of funding for the December 4th, 2024 by-election. So we'll be topping up the...
No, we'll pay out his existing contract, which is $2,500, and then the new contract will be for this by-election. And then if it's an acclamation, it's only going to be $2,500, and most of that $2,500 will probably go towards actually the voter list updates. He's already got a fair bit into it, but he's got more to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any further questions on that? I'll read the resolution 349. Be it resolved that Municipality of minitonas-bowsman provide $10,000 of funding for December 4th, 2024 by-election. Mover and seconder. Derek and Ken, all in favor? Carried. (8.2) Council meeting recording system. Are there any questions or comments on the report? Hearing none, I'll read the resolution 350. Be it resolved that the council meeting recording system information item be accepted as presented. Mover and seconder. Leanne, seconded by Gale. All in favor? Carried. (8.3) Community Safety Initiative. Any questions, comments? I'll read the resolution 351. Be it resolved that the Community Safety Initiative approval item be accepted as presented and $1,537.86 of funding be approved for the purchase of 2 Frost 878 stainless steel biomedical sharps disposal bins, $537.86 each, and a $1,000 grant in support of a Minitonas-bowsman Citizens on Patrol program. Mover and seconder. Gary, seconded by Leanne. All in favor? Carried.
Larry, just a quick question. Is the $537.86 the cost for both bins or each bin?
That's for both.
For both?
For both.
It didn't say each in the.
I'm sorry, did I say each? I should have
Well-
Oh,
said.
did I say that, or?
I'm just
no,
making
I
sure that it
just-
says not
I can
each.
read the resolution again for
Sure.
clarity.
Sure.
Be it resolved that Community Safety Initiatives approval item be accepted as presented and $1,537.86 of funding be provided for the purchase of 2 Frost 878 stainless steel biomedical sharps disposable bins, brackets, $537.86,
Okay.
and a $1,000 grant in support of the Minitonas-bowsman Citizens on Patrol program. So Gary and Leanne, Mover and seconder, all in
Yep.
favor? Carried.
Not that it would affect anything, we've already voted, and I left it till we voted purposefully because I'm very thankful for Candace and for others who have stepped up to try to help our committee out, or help our community out. But I'm pretty skeptical that putting a drop box is gonna actually clean up the needles. Like, you can go to the dog parks and look around and see how much poop is in the place that it's supposed to be and how much is laying around. So I'm hoping as a council that we will consider some other alternatives. Like, I don't know where we all stand on what Swan Valley West just did about needles in their RM, but good or bad, they're trying something that might actually make a difference. When I was a kid, there wasn't needles laying everywhere because they all had to pay for them. And I feel for them that if they have to share needles, that's actually very dangerous. And I'm not callous enough to say that I don't care, but we also have little kids in our playgrounds and they're also in danger. So we have to weigh out the odds a little bit on that one, and I'm hoping that we're not just going to throw a little bit of money Candace's way and tell her thank you very much. No, we don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm hoping that we're going to think outside the box and try for some more options.
Yeah, I think this is just probably the start of things, Ken,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
with more to grow and follow on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
It's
as
my
a community,
thoughts.
this is something that 99% of us can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good, so thanks again, Candace.
Thank you, Ken. 8.3. Oh, we just did that, I'm sorry. 8.4, Information Technology Service.
A few, yeah.
Are there any questions on this comprehensive item?
This
Ed.
very lengthy.
It is very lengthy or whatever, but did you want to?
Oh, it's a template we'll be using on a go-forward basis, and it basically incorporates contract components into the RFP process, so that you can't have vendors who are successful bidders then saying, well, our contract that we want you to sign is something different. It clearly states what the contract looks like during the process, so that there's no, this has changed, or this was unexpected, or along those lines. It's a smooth transition in. And similar strategy has been used in Alberta and BC. What we've done here is we've taken a lot of RFPs that were used for horizontal infrastructure and basically modified it to a service contract for IT services. But we can use the same template on a go-forward basis, so it was developed for the current use as well as future use as well. So,
Yeah, it just keeps the deviation from
Yep.
going on the RFP.
Any other comments or questions on that item? I'll read the resolution 352. Be it resolved that the IT Services Upgrade Strategy request for proposal number RFP 2024-ADM01, scheduled for release on October 7, 2024, and vendor contract finalization, signing, and an effective date of December 6, 2024 be accepted and approved as presented. Mover and seconder. Gary, seconded by Derek. All in favor? Carried. Nothing under 9, bylaws and policies. 10, any announcements?
Not from me, Larry.
Gary? Did you want to announce what committees you're on, going to be on, Ken?
Sure. I'm apparently going to be on the Swan Valley Airport Commission and the Swan Valley Planning District. So I got to touch base with Stuart and find out who to get in contact with.
Nothing from anyone else?
No meetings, Larry?
Good, thank Ken. Number 11, in-camera session. Resolution 353. I need a mover and a seconder to go into camera. Leanne, and seconded by Derek. All in favor? Carried.
There we go. Okay.
Resolution 354 to come out of camera. Be it resolved that pursuant to section 1524 of the Municipal Act, this meeting shall be reopened to the public at
6:30 or 8:38.
moved by Gary and Leanne. All in favor? Carried. Adjournment Resolution 355. Be it resolved that this regular meeting of council be adjourned at 8:39. Moved by Gale and Leanne. All in favor? Carried. Meeting adjourned.